Hi everybody, Greg here from One Breath Global. I want to talk to you today about overcoming mental agitation in order to be able to go and enjoy a mind that is an oasis, a wellspring, a place of clarity and harmony. Doesn't that sound amazing? So for those of you that are interested in developing a strong mental foundation, listen up. For others, it might be that you've lost control of your mind and now's the time for you, that's right, to get back in control. So come on, come a little closer, listen in. And for those of you that want to take back self-control, so that not only do you create better awareness about the mind, but you also control the individual thoughts, the collective ideas, the values, the beliefs, the identities, controlling everything that's going on in the mind, and this video is for you. So how do we master an agitated mind? It's the key question. We've got to learn about focusing, and we also need to learn about setting compelling outcomes. Outcomes that are so compelling and delicious that it's something that we really do want to achieve. Not something that's sort of half-hearted or whimsical, but something we really want to achieve. So a lot of minds, what are they doing? Oh, they're just flying away constantly. You can't slow it down sufficiently to get into a space, for example, to be creative. So we've got to train the mind. We need to actually fight back. That's right. And once we fight back, we can then learn how is it that we constantly, when we lose it a little bit, reset the mind. Take the time to learn how to reset and regain control. It's about generating a level of abundance inside of yourself and inside of your mind space. Listen up, we're going to talk more about that. So how is it that we turn the thoughts off? Where do we find this on-off switch that does exist inside of us? And how is it that when we do that, we can in fact take ourselves on a journey to peace and quiet and complete facial relaxation? So it's often said, thoughts become things. Dr. Bruce Lipton in Biology of Belief, he really talked about this. So consider, are you thinking negative thoughts constantly? If you are, begin to think about positive opportunities, the things that are going right in your life. And this is quite a wrestle. Yeah, it's a wrestle that's worth undertaking. Moving from those negative thoughts into just simply thinking positive, seeing the best in yourself and in all situations. Create relaxation, let go of tension. Sounds easy, it is when you understand the mechanisms of the mind. Stop your projections. What do I mean by that? Stop projecting a negative future that may never happen, and stop projecting backwards into the past in order to cause yourself discomfort, agitation, and all sorts of difficulties. Why do we say stop projecting? Why? Because it's important to be present. That's right. Right here, right now, in the current moment. Think about it. The present moment, the now, is outside of past and future. That's why it's called the now. And all of this, it's just a complete waste of energy. If you're projecting, if you're thinking negative thoughts, and if you're inducing tension in yourself, it's all a waste of energy, and in a relative sense, it's a waste of time. So when we're perfecting the mind, we need to think about the mind in terms of choice. Have I got a choice over the thoughts that I'm creating? And for most people, sadly, the answer is no. So choice is a place, a destination that we're heading for. Choosing the thoughts, the ideas, the positive ideas, the opportunities, the optimism. Choice all the way through. And so what are we getting rid of? We're getting rid of the drama and the chaos. That's right. And if you're one of those people that lives in a drama-filled life, every conversation, every relationship, drama and chaos, then you need to begin to put that down by realizing that where that's arising from, it's arising from within your mind. And you're then bringing that into and coloring your whole environment. Doesn't make you bad or worse than anyone else. It's simply a starting point, drama and chaos. I was brought up in a family completely filled with it, had to learn how to let go of it. Some of you aren't yet ready to go the extra mile. What do I mean by that? To put the real effort in that's required to go on this journey in order to create this delicious mind space. For those of you that are, be prepared on occasion to put in efforts and super efforts. Eventually you will be rewarded. It may take a while, and remember, this is an uphill climb. For those of you putting in the efforts and super efforts, the reward at the point that you arrive is absolute effortlessness. That's right, plain, easy, effortless life. Why? Because the mind all of a sudden is silent. So begin to observe the mind stream of noise, ideas and consciousness. And how do you do that? Well, you just slow yourself down and you take a step back. And we're going to get into that in a little bit more detail. Most of us throughout our lives, we've been in what I would call the wrong environments to learn. Well, we were in a family situation. Maybe we've been in business settings. We're in a faith or a religious backdrop, or maybe you're brought up in an atheist environment. All of that's perfectly okay. Yet what I mean by the wrong environments is all of those environments have people in them and teachers in them, and they're just sharing their thoughts and their ideas about what they think is right. And these environments, therefore, are infected by their problems, their consciousness, their mishaps, their difficulties, their dilemmas. And what it is that we simply need to do is to sort the wheat from the chaff. What does that mean? Sort the good from the bad, and find out inside of those environments what was actually worthwhile for us, and what is it again that we need to now recognize and leave behind. So we've all had teachers and role models, and some of them have been like super effective, and some of them have been a disaster. You know, did you, like me, have a role model who was physical in their approach, constantly negative in their language and the way that they beat you down? Or did you have role models that spoke to you positively and inspirationally and saw only the best in you? And these role models were there for us in our schools, in our home, in our work, in our social settings, inside of the many religions and faiths that we may have been part of, and then more generally inside of our culture. So again, in order to silence the mind, quite often we've got to learn to unpick the negativity that we learned and the dilemmas and the agitation, again, the chaos that we learned from these people that were constantly infecting, putting viruses into our environment. And the mind's no different. Like a computer, these viruses get in, they get a grip, and then they begin to run over and over and over again. So let's talk about a process that you can do that will greatly support you in beginning to understand this tool, this phenomenal tool called the mind. So the first thing you need to learn to do, take a step back. Okay? Think about it. Are you someone that is easily engaged in the fight? The minute something arises, you can't wait to just get a grip of it and get involved. You're the sort of person, like me, you've got to learn to take a step back. Choose silence over unnecessary debate and arguments. Take the step back. And once you've taken the step back, all that you need to do then is observe. That's right. And what is it that you're observing? Well, you can observe out there. What I want you to do, though, in having stepped back, begin to observe yourself. Observe, what are the thoughts that I'm thinking whilst not engaging? What are the things that I used to say that they just quickly come out of my mouth that now I just observe? And from the place of observation, you'll begin to realize that you can start to be balanced and calm. No longer snagged or tagged or agitated. So what have you done so far? Step 1, take a step back. Step 2, observe yourself. Step 3, begin to allow the calmness and the balance to descend whilst in this place of observation. Step 4, begin to realize now you're at choice. So step 4, you're at choice. What do I mean? Well, all of a sudden in this place of balance and calm, you can choose whether to respond with what the mind's saying or actually choose something completely different altogether. Maybe a new idea, something creative. Step 5, even be prepared to allow all these thoughts to pass in order to allow the silence of the mind to arise. That's right, behind the thoughts and the agitation is silence, peace, tranquility. Now imagine if you were someone that carried silence, peace and tranquility with you every day, the increase in energy that you'd enjoy in your life. So step 5, let the silence of the mind arise. Step 6, take all the time that you need. Step 6, take all of the time that you need. What does that mean? There shouldn't be any hurry. Be prepared to just sit and be, taking all of the time that you need to process your thoughts, your ideas, and to decide what are the ones that I'm now choosing to get rid of that no longer support me and serve me. And in taking the time, what are the ones now that actually are very resourceful, supportive, creative, optimistic. So I hope those steps are useful for you. Practice them over and over. And in practicing them, what you'll begin to realize is that if anxiety is arising, you can get rid of anxiety by following this process. If agitation's arising, you can move beyond agitation into peace of mind. If noise is arising in the mind, you can now begin to step back and observe in a way that puts noise to one side so that you can step into peace and tranquility. If projected futures are arising that haven't happened yet, problems, concerns, issues, you'll be able to push those to one side and just be able to step into the here and now, the present. You'll be able to move beyond distractions, interruptions, disturbances. And for those of you that take long enough to practice this, you'll also be able to move beyond stress. Imagine that. Because stress is simply arising in the mind. Stress is a combination of thoughts that, like a virus, takes over you and gets a grip of you. But once we learn to move beyond the mind and the thoughts, we can move beyond stress. Where? Into a relaxed mind, which is the opposite of a stressful mind. A relaxed mind, a harmonious mind, a peaceful mind. A mind inside of which we enjoy tranquility, calmness, and many other amazing benefits. So what I'm going to also encourage you to do is develop a focus of attention, a laser-like focus of attention. What does that mean? Well, a laser cuts through everything. And if your focus cuts through everything, then you're going to begin to move yourself out of these spaces of darkness. And if we imagine the weather as a phenomenally beautiful example that we're given by nature, that we move out of darkness, the darkness of the clouds overhead, and we begin to head to the blue skies, into the sunlight. We focus through and beyond the clouds that are anger, worry, concern, frustration, depression, fears. With a laser-like focus, we can focus through all of them and head to the blue sky and the sunshine above. And remember, as nature shows us, the blue sky, it's always there. It's only ever covered by the clouds. So as the Buddha said, this too shall pass. And watch those clouds in the sky as they move away, the same as our thoughts, provided you learn to get this laser-like focus and take back control. What else can you use? Well, be prepared to laugh out loud, laugh at life, laugh at the hilarity of who you are, the stupidity sometimes of who we are. But learn to laugh with yourself, laugh with others, watch a joyful film, learn how to tell jokes, Be the person of laughter. Bring laughter, bring vibrancy, fun, humour. Bring it into the world. You may choose to learn breath work. Learn how to breathe in a way that can change your biology, shift your blood gases, and in changing them, you can begin to bring a smile that lasts, bring more permanency. But in learning breath work, you learn also how to pierce those clouds, to move through the discomfort and the agitation, to move to the blue skies. Something else that quite a few people do and many don't is exercise. Bring movement. Get this body moving. And in moving, begin to, again, increase the levels of respiration. And in turn, then notice that your blood gases change. Notice that the endorphins begin to run through your body. All of these natural inbuilt resources are freely and easily available to us. What if we just learn to move and we learn to exercise? Spend time with a loved one. Have a hug. And don't pat them like a dog. No, have a hug. Bring them close. Spend upwards of 20 seconds in the hug. Oh my God, yeah. Even with your bottom out. Just hold them and let go of whatever's going on in the mind. Get close. Just feel into the moment. Just be with them. And not only will that be resourceful and healing for you, it'll be resourceful and healing for them. And I know 20 seconds is a huge stretch right now, because it's normally a 1 second pat. 20 seconds, hold them tightly, nearly and dearly. They're your nearest and dearest. Just let go of the tension in the body and the mind. Step beyond that, let the joy arise. You could watch an uplifting film. Many uplifting films out there, too many to mention. Maybe we'll do a separate video on it. And then also meditation, the beauty of meditation. Yeah, let me tell you, in the West, most people are simply relaxing. It's not really true meditation. Use the relaxation, the apps that are commonly available as your starting point, but then start to discover what actually is meditation. What is the state of meditation? Ask yourself the question. It's a journey that is so beautiful. I implore you, begin to learn about it and get on the journey. So once you've slowed down, your mind's begun to slow down and calm down, you're developing this laser focus. There's some qualities you need to bring through if you really want to go the extra mile and have the life of your dreams, as well as the mind of your dreams. 1, determination. You must be determined. Number 2, you must develop this self-awareness. Observe yourself. What are the errors, the mistakes, the mishaps? And once you've cleared them, wow, notice now how it is that you're climbing freely and easily through life, making your way to the top. Why? Because you got rid of the viruses and the issues and the problems. Support others. Reach out, connect. Once you learn something, go and share it. Be jubilant, be excited, be aspirational. Share it with others. Read magnificent texts. Find books that are not only nourishing, they're empowering and they're uplifting. We talked about exercise. Move the body. Get up in the morning, get up, move quickly, get yourself going, get into a rhythm for the day. Turn on the light of your mind by focusing your mind. Strengthening every day that focus of attention. Stop getting distracted by people, TV shows, Netflix documentaries. Do what it is that you know you need to do to achieve where it is that you're going. Be prepared, like we said. Put in efforts and super efforts in order to enjoy effortlessness and arrive at your destination. Some of you may, in fact, already enjoy yoga. The word yoga means union, a union and a joining together. And we're looking to create union with our minds. We're not looking to push the mind away in a bad way. We're looking to understand the mind as a mechanism and as a tool in order to create a sacred union, a union that allows us as a human being to enjoy the life that we're living. So what else do you get once you create the mental oasis? Well, you get to bring forward attitudes like optimism. Imagine being optimistic, no matter what was going on around you, just being the most optimistic. Your football team's losing 1-0. Oh, no, we're definitely going to win 2-1. Be optimistic. Someone just didn't get the job that they were going for. Yeah, it's perfect because the job that you really want's just about to show up. Be optimistic in all situations. Someone who perhaps has received less than good news, even bad news, but you're optimistic. You're telling them there's an opportunity embedded in every moment and you're the one that begins to see it. You be more and more positive. You become more and more relaxed. You learn to conquer the mind. You're going to enjoy more moments of silence. I've done a lot of talking right now. Yet silence, as it says, is golden. The words are silver. The silence is golden. We learn as we step back and observe to find more and more moments of silence. Our lives, in fact, become more profound. So what I'm encouraging you to do is go from being that student that was in those wrong environments to being the mentor. Train yourself, train your mind, create this oasis, and then become the mentor yourself. Teach others to do it. Or maybe go beyond being a mentor. Become a teacher. Become a teacher of these profound and beneficial and supportive ideas and strategies that can help not only you and I, many, many other people to enjoy the oasis of the mind. And in the famous words of Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. The only person that you and I can change is ourselves. Step up, take on the challenge, create the environments that you know that you want to live in, and with the oasis of a mind, create the environment that you want to be in. Thanks for listening. Have an amazing day. Any questions or comments, make them below, and I'll be coming back to you with many more videos, ideas and strategies to help and support you and myself in overcoming the issues and challenges that we've been facing in life. You deserve to live the life of your dreams, provided you put the effort in, the super efforts in, and you go the extra mile.